Hey everyone, welcome to Politics and Stuff. This is Ibrahim Abwali. This is an international news tour of the week. What caught my attention over the past week regarding international affairs is the Armenian Prime Minister's statement that Armenia is ready to recognize Nagorno-Karabakh as part of Azerbaijan. And this is a huge change in the status of the war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Here is the story of the conflict, the geopolitics of the conflict, and let's see what led to this statement. Nagorno-Karabakh, also referred to as Artsakh by Armenians, is a landlocked enclave in the South Caucasus. Enclave means an area that's different from the larger area or country surrounding it, or a group of people who are different from the people living in the surrounding area. Nagorno-Karabakh is a disputed territory, and it has been a point of tension between Armenia and Azerbaijan since 1917. Nagorno-Karabakh was claimed by both Armenia and Azerbaijan after the fall of the Russian Empire in 1917. After the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, Russia took over both Armenia and Azerbaijan in early 1920s as part of the Soviet Union, in the process that was called the Sovietization of the whole Caucasus. Under the Soviet Union control, Nagorno-Karabakh remained as part of Azerbaijan, known back then as the Azeri Soviet Socialist Republic, but Nagorno-Karabakh back then was autonomous. Its name was the Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous Oblast. With the Soviet Union in control of the region, the conflict over the region almost died down for decades, until the conflict re-emerged again in late 1980s and early 1990s, which marked the beginning of the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Armenia and Azerbaijan have been in a conflict since their independence from the Soviet Union. It's important to mention that Nagorno-Karabakh is internationally recognized as part of oil-rich Azerbaijan, and it is geographically surrounded by Azerbaijan, but primarily populated by ethnic Armenians. Armenia and Azerbaijan fought two big wars over Nagorno-Karabakh. The first war was from 1988 until 1994, and the second war was in 2020. Let's talk about the first war. What led to the first war? In 1988, Karabakh Armenians began demonstrating for unification with the Republic of Armenia, but Russia back then refused the demands of the Armenians. In 1989, the local Armenian-controlled government of Karabakh voted to be part of Armenia. Both Azerbaijan and Russia rejected the result of the vote. Then, in 1991, an independence referendum was held in Nagorno-Karabakh, and it was boycotted by the local Azerbaijanis. And the Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh voted in favor of independence and creating the Republic of Artsakh, as Armenians call it. In response, Azerbaijan rejected and responded militarily, and a full-scale war exploded between Armenia and Azerbaijan and lasted until 1994. Armenia was the victor of this war, and the war resulted in Armenia gaining control over Nagorno-Karabakh and several surrounding Azerbaijani territories. These areas, including the Lachin Corridor, which is the main road that connects Armenia with Nagorno-Karabakh, which I will talk about later in this video. That area provided a buffer zone between Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh. The war ended in 1994 by a ceasefire through Russian mediation. But over the next 30 years, things shifted in favor of Azerbaijan, simply because Azerbaijan has something which Armenia does not have, which is oil and gas of the Caspian Sea, which gave Azerbaijan the advantage of increasing its military expenditure, which is much more than Armenia's. Between 1994 and 2020, there were only skirmishes, minor military incidents between the two countries. And in 2020, another big total war happened between the two countries. In 2020, Azerbaijan felt confident enough to assert its claims over Nagorno-Karabakh after decades of increasing its military expenditure. Azerbaijan was the victor of the 2020 war, unlike the war that happened in early 1990s. After several failed attempts by Russia, France, and the United States to negotiate a ceasefire, Russia successfully brokered a ceasefire deal in November 2020 and reinforced by Russian peacekeepers, and Azerbaijan took back most of the territories it lost in the First War. Azerbaijan is a close ally to Turkey and to the European Union. Meanwhile, Armenia is a close ally to Russia. During the 2020 war, Iran provided logistical support to Armenia, while Russia supplied weapons and ammunition. Armenia is part of the CSTO military alliance, and CSTO stands for the Collective Security Treaty Organization. It is the Russian version of NATO in that region. Something we can take away from the 2020 war and how it ended is that there was a limited role for the European Union and the United States in the mediating process in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, and that vacuum was filled by Russia and Turkey as top geopolitical actors in the region. It's also important to mention that the war happened during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, and it happened before Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Had it happened after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we would have seen a more concerned role by the European Union, because Europe is in need of Azerbaijan's oil and gas as an alternative to Russia. Let's move to the geopolitics of the conflict. In fact, Europe relies on oil and gas that come from Azerbaijan, especially after Russia invaded Ukraine. And since then, Europe is looking for an alternative to the Russian gas. In 2022, the European Union and Azerbaijan agreed upon expanding the volume of gas exports from Azerbaijan to Europe from previous year's level of 8 billion cubic meters to 20 billion cubic meters by 2027. Look at the numbers, from 8 billion to 20 billion cubic meters. The main destinations of Azerbaijan oils are Italy, Israel, Croatia, Germany, and Portugal. The geopolitics of this conflict involves other parties like Turkey, Russia, Iran, and Israel. Turkey, Russia, and Iran, their borders are close to Armenia and Azerbaijan, so it's pretty much normal for them to get concerned over a war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. But why Israel? I'll answer this question later in this video. Let's talk first about Turkey, which is Azerbaijan's biggest ally. Why does Turkey support Azerbaijan? There are ethnic, linguistic, cultural, religious, and economic ties between Turkey and Azerbaijan, to the extent that the former Azerbaijani president described the two as one nation, two states. In addition, Azerbaijan's oil and gas pipelines go through Turkey to Europe. There is the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline, which connects the Caspian Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, which starts in Baku, Azerbaijan, and goes through Tbilisi, Georgia, and ends in Ceyhan, Turkey. And there is the South Caucasus pipeline. It's a natural gas pipeline. Such infrastructure projects are vital for Azerbaijan, as they connect Azerbaijan with the consumers of its oil and gas. Furthermore, Turkey has a policy goal to forge an alliance and cultural communities with what's known as Turkic countries, and it is in Turkey's interest to secure transport corridors running to and from Azerbaijan. Turkey's huge political influence in that region may result in a strong ally, which could in the future expand into Central Asian nations, thus forming a major political bloc under the Turkish authority. Why didn't Russia fully support Armenia and prevent Azerbaijan from taking the territories in the 2020 war? The South Caucasus is a very important region for Russia in terms of national security. This region was part of the Soviet Union, so it is Russia's backyard. Russia could have easily supported Armenia with its electronic warfare capabilities against Azerbaijani drones, and Azerbaijani drones were key in its military success in the 2020 war. It's highly unlikely that Russia was unaware of Azerbaijan's intention. Russia was very passive in 2020 and did not protect Armenia because of the current Armenian Prime Minister's approach towards the European Union and the West, as he is viewed as pro-West more than he is towards Russia. And the Armenia-Russian relations had been bad since Russia's stance of being passive during the 2020 war, and the relations are damaged even more due to the recent actions of Azerbaijan, and that the Russian peacekeepers cannot police these 2020 ceasefire agreement anymore. or let's say they didn't want to, or they don't want to. And this is either because Russia wants the current Armenian prime minister to get defeated and voted out of power, or because Russia is too busy with Ukraine. But I think it's the first. We talked about Turkey and we talked about Russia. We are left with Israel and Iran. So let's talk about Israel. Israel was present at the 2020 war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. How and why? As Azerbaijan supplies Israel with oil, Israel provided significant support in the form of technology and arms to Azerbaijan. The Stockholm International Peace Institute reported that Israel supplied 60% of all Azerbaijan's arms imports between 2015 and 2019. Also, the United States sells military hardware and weapons to Azerbaijan. The top leading arms supplier to Azerbaijan are Turkey, Israel, and Russia, while Armenia gets weapons essentially from Russia. Why is Israel involved in this war in a region that is far from Israel? Azerbaijan is a good strategic position for Israel against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its nuclear project against Israel. A key reason is the location of Azerbaijan on the borders with Iran, so Israel might use Azerbaijan to attack Iran in case a conflict erupted between Iran and Israel. However, Azerbaijani officials have repeatedly denied that Israel has access to military bases in Azerbaijan. But there are allegations that Israel has access to a military air base in Azerbaijan. Now let's talk about Iran and its tension with Azerbaijan. In late January, after an armed man attacking the Azerbaijani embassy in Iran, Azerbaijan closed down its embassy in Iran. And Iran said diplomatic relations should remain unaffected, as the incident was the work of a lone gunman with personal motive. In April, Azerbaijan arrested 6 of its own nationals who were accused of being linked to Iranian secret services and plotting a coup. As a matter of fact, there are around 15 million Turkic-speaking ethnic Azerbaijani living in Iran. Iran accused Azerbaijan of inciting separatist sentiment, and Azerbaijan has criticized Iran for backing Armenia. All of those things mentioned earlier are sources of tension between Azerbaijan and Iran. But the biggest source of tension between Azerbaijan and Iran is the growing relations between Azerbaijan and Israel. And this is what upsets Iran the most, especially after the Israelis' foreign minister's remarks in March about forming a united front with Azerbaijan against Iran. Azerbaijan relations with Israel is viewed by Iran as a national security threat, and Iran fears that the territory of Azerbaijan might be used by Israel to attack Iran. Moving to the most recent updates of the war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. On April 23rd, 2023, Azerbaijani forces established a checkpoint on the new route of the Lachin corridor near the borders with Armenia, which is the only road connecting Armenia to Nagorno-Karabakh. Azerbaijan justified the move by claiming that Armenians had been shipping military equipment on the road and that the road passed through Azerbaijan's territory, so they had the right to establish checkpoints on the road. Armenia appealed to Russia, whose peacekeepers are supposed to maintain security on the road, but there was no solid response from Russia. What's even more recent than that is what Armenia's Prime Minister Pashinyan said at a press conference on 22nd of May 2023. He said that Armenia recognizes the territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, which includes Nagorno-Karabakh. So he said that Armenia is ready to recognize that Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan. He also requested international safeguards for the safety and rights of Armenians living in Nagorno-Karabakh, expressing concern that without them, Azerbaijan could allegedly carry out ethnic cleansing in the region. So this step of Armenia declaring its readiness to consider that Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan is really a huge step in ending this conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So our international news tour ends here. Thank you for watching. This was Politics and Stuff, and this is Ibrahim Abu Ali. Thank you.